Here you see I have a rectangular panel, and I'm going to talk about the segment points from the Add Point Split Line tool. So here I already have a point I've put here. I'll just delete the point like this. Okay. Let's go back to the Edit Pattern tool, select Add Point Split Line. And what these points do is they split the lines into segments. Now, if I right click on this point here, this dialog box comes up. Okay, it's a split line. Tells you all about the split line and the three options that they offer. If you look carefully, line 1, the length of line 1 corresponds to this length here, this line. And the length of line 2 corresponds to this line. Very important to know. Okay, so at least you understand what lengths certain lines have. Over here, you have the ratio, it's a percentage. You can also type in a percentage. For example, if I type in 50, okay, I have them 50 equal, the lines of equal length. For example, here you see this is the same as this when you examine the numbers. So you can also, for example, I can also type in about 40, and you see 40%, it's this one, and 60%, it's this line, okay, this segment. Let's go on. Split by length. Okay, let's highlight this one. So split by length here, you're going to be, has many options here. They talk about the number of segments. For example, you can type in the number of segments you want your line split into. And you can also direct this line. For example, direct the segments, the current, the reverse, or center. Okay, I'll better explain what I mean. So here's what we can put, like about, let's see, we can put 50. Okay, so we've split the line into 50 centimeters, okay, to one end, and 67.86 to the other end. The number of segments are 2, so it's 1, 2. Here, what we can do is either we can keep it the way it is, or if you want a 50 here and a 67.86 here, we can reverse it. So we reverse it in this way. Now, if you want this 50 centimeters centered, you click on center, and what happens is this. You end up with the 50 centimeters in the center, and on the sides, left and right, equal lengths, okay? Here's 33.93 and 33.93. So this is one way to work it. Very useful, very important when you're doing garments and you need certain measurements. So here you've seen here, this was split into this in the center here. We put the 50 centimeters, but number of segments that came up, 3. Okay, so when you go to the center, this is what happens. Then this the number here changes. Okay, and so you can play around with this. Then we go to the uniform split. We highlight that box. Here, the uniform split it splits it into the equidistant points, okay? Points with the same distance between them. For example, here we have 2 points, same distance between these two. I can up it like 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same distance remains between this point and that one, this one and that one. So it's a sort of a self-explanatory a bit, this one. A uniform split, okay? Uniform, it's going to be the same distance. Okay, so we can cancel this. Now, going back also, always to this add point split line tool. Let's just create a point here. What we can do, we can edit it, okay? We edit it. So if even the point is created, what we do here now, we can go to the edit pattern tool to manipulate this point. We can click on it, left click on it, and we can bring it down, okay? We can left click on it, hold down shift, we bring it down. Here we have guidelines. We can sort of guide it, you know, okay? They help guide these points. And we can also, yes, we can add other points, and I think that's about it for now with these add point split line tool. Okay, let's talk about the edit curvature tool. So we can click on this and it basically curves a line like this, okay? And like that. So it basically curves a line inward, outward, wherever you want. Okay. Now, let's talk about the other tool for curving. And this is the Edit Curve Point tool. In this tool here, we're a bit more precise because what it does, it adds a points, and then you can just curve the lines accordingly. For example, if I add a point here, I add a point here, I add a point here, I can manipulate this curve by left clicking on this. I can lift it. This one, I can pull it in. This one, I can pull it in. Here, I can just click, make another curve, sort of straighten it up. Here, I can sort of go out like this. And here, you can really play around and make your curves more precise with this. Now, if you left click on one of these curves, right click that is, on one of these curves, you see you can delete the point on one of the points. You can delete the point, you could delete all the curve points, and you can convert the segment point, maintaining the curve, or just convert it. That's it. Let's delete the point just to see what happens. Okay, so we deleted that point and we changed the form of the curve. Let's now click on this point here, right click on it, and there again, the box comes up. Let's just delete all curve points. All curve points were deleted. Curve points that help give curves to the points, and now you've got a straight line. Let's do Control Z and go back to the way we were. Okay, here, let's click on this, right click on this one, and let's convert it to segment point, but let's maintain the curve. Okay, so the curve was all nicely maintained, and it's just going to convert it to a segment point. Segment point meaning that when I go back to the edit pattern tool here, this point remains. Okay, this point remains. This point remains, and not only that, with this point, without any, I can just manipulate it the way I want here. It can be manipulated. Let's do Control Z and we'll go back again.